There we go. Okay, now we're live. Okay, everyone. This this is We Don't Even Know. We had a few technical difficulties. We will be sharing this link into the proper spots in just a moment. As once again, you do not see your host right now. You just see me. I am Justin the intern, and this is We Don't Even Know, believe it or not, episode 80. So if you are able to, what we would love you to do is to make sure you go to redroomnyc.com to our wonderful hosts. When we are not doing this in our home, we are doing it at Red Room, KG Bar Red Room in New York. And so go to the website, redroomnyc.com, and if you can help them out in these times where their bars can't be open legally. And when you guys go up during this and pour yourself a drink, open a new bottle, send a little bit of love over to the Red Room, or even follow our lovely bartender Lori on her Instagram as she teaches how to make drinks and do different things at May_the_Swartz_be with you. So that's MAY_THESCHWARZ_B_WITH_UU. Go check her out and she'll give you some tips. So, but that's enough for me. This is a very exciting show. So welcome to the feed. We have some great people on here from all around the country, Oklahoma and Los Angeles, and then of course here in New York. Let me introduce you to our hosts. Give it a big warm welcome from wherever you are so they can hear you around your neighborhood. This is Christian Felix and Chanelli.
Yeah. Wow, we did that. Go, Justin. Let's hear for Justin, the intern, everybody. Yes. Where's Jasper? I need an audience member to clap for Justin. All right, guys, you ready to start this show? We got to do it.
I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We don't even know. We don't even know. With Christian Felix and Bomick, we don't even know.
One more time.
We don't even know.
No, we don't.
We don't even know.
Not a
With
clue.
Christian Felix, Chanelli, Bomick, and Justin the intern, we don't even know. Woo! Lord. Let's hear it for us doing a podcast during a pandemic. Let's give it up. Give it up for you to being there with us. Thank you, guys. This is not easy. We're all going through an insane time. I want to thank you, Justin. Thank you, Christian, for being with me tonight on the World Wide Web. It is insane. Anyway, I told you guys, I want to make sure we thank all the first responders. We live right in New York City, the three of us. So we are in the middle of the epicenter of the pandemic, which has affected all of us. And it's intense. And I got to say that I live across from a hospital, and you know, there's good and bad to it because I hear sirens all the time. But the wonderful part is I get to witness firsthand all these amazing first responders that are in and out of that hospital that are doing, you know, they're angels. They're our soldiers. So I don't know. This is something I had to say at the top of the show. We have friends who follow us that are also first responders, and I've heard their stories full on in detail, and they're amazing, the work they do, and they're going through a hard time. So are we. So let's hear it for the first responders. I just wanted to share with you guys, those of you that aren't in New York City and probably don't have the opportunity to clap because you care with all your citizens of your communities. I have to say, it's really something that makes you feel connected in a good way to what's happening around you. So I was going to just show you a little bit of how it works for me and my household. Justin, do you mind sharing with us?
For sure, I would be very
Okay,
happy to share
thank
this
you.
video.
This is a little bit how it works in this household. Yeah. That's a
Oh,
bit.
Chanel, that's a technique. Now, do you choose different pots and pans to get different
I
timbres
do.
and
I
timbres like
do. I
every time
had
you do?
I had a pizza pan. I had a full-on baking sheet, and now I've moved
Wow.
to an actual tambourine, which makes me feel a little more musical. But if you notice,
Right.
did you notice all those nurses actually like clapping for me? It's just so heartwarming because although it's just a little thing that we could do for them, they really appreciate it. It's really touching.
I
What
gotta
about my
say,
slippers? You see my slippers?
no, we saw it all. We saw it all. I gotta say that, it makes a lot of sense to do that anywhere you are in Brooklyn or in New York City. I live in
Yeah.
Brooklyn. My windows of where I normally hang out in my bedroom face a backyard, and I have to say, I have my good days and my bad days with just yelling to, just out. I hear everybody else, but sometimes it just, it feels like I'm just yelling to my neighbors.
You know what? That's okay. You got to do you. This is the
Gotta do
moment.
me.
You be the
But that was a
change that
beautiful
you want to
video,
see in the
Chanel.
world. Do you know
That
what
is
I'm saying?
that
It
is a
doesn't matter if you feel alone. You're not.
Thank you, Shanali. Thank you. I really
That's me encouraging all of our friends at home. You know what? If you feel like cheering, cheer. You know what? It means something to the rest of the world. Even if you do it by yourself, who cares? If you are worried about what your neighbors think of you during a
No,
pandemic,
it's not that I'm worried about it, Chanel.
yeah,
It's
you
just like
are.
I feel
I know
like
you.
it's just the birds and my neighbors are hearing me. But you
They
know what?
matter.
It was a really
They matter, Christian. Christian, they matter.
I
Well,
hear
I was just going to continue a real quick pandemic update on my end. This last week was relatively stressful. I know there's a lot of really sick people in the country, and our hearts go out to them. People have friends and family that have even passed away. It's super serious. But in my household, my seriously scary event was that this time last week, Jasper was throwing up 18 hours straight in this house.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the night before, he just said to me, I have a really bad headache. And I just said, okay, I'm going to the couch. And for those of you that live in houses in the rest of the country, we have small apartments in New York. So it's really like 6 feet away that I just walked out. So it's a social distance, enough for social distance. Fell asleep out here, and then I woke up just to the sound of puking, and it just went on and on and on. And so we were convinced that it was the beginning of the virus. And you, Christian, were wonderful enough to deliver us groceries that next day, because I wasn't going anywhere either.
I did. It was the first time that I saw you. Of course, you're like family. Jasper's like family. Of course, I'm going to do it. It's actually my first time riding my bicycle into Manhattan. My first time going into Manhattan since this whole thing started.
Were you scared?
And, well, I mean, then I had to go shop for you at Key Food. Like,
I know. You're a good man. You are a good man.
That was a little touch and go.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know if you were going to come in for a hug. I didn't know, your impulse. I didn't know what was going to happen on your end. So, that's what I was most nervous about. We hadn't seen each other for a month. I thought you were going to get overcome with joy. Luckily, you didn't do that. You had a face mask on. You stayed socially distant. But that was just a really weird thing. And I'm happy that it turned out the way.
Yes. That Jasper, he got his results this past Saturday. He took the test on Friday, and they said it would take 4 days, but it took 1 day.
Wow.
New York's testing is getting a lot quicker and better and more accessible, which is what we need. So good news, y'all, is that he had COVID negative, and I let him out of his bedroom. He was able to walk around again. We were socially distant in this apartment, I was like, okay. And then we took like incremental steps. Was that I let him sit in the chair beside the bedroom, which is over there, you guys, over there. I let him sit in that chair, and we watched Drag Race together with our masks on. I'm a good wife. I'm a good wife.
Baby steps out of self-quarantine.
That's good. That's good though that he got tested, because my sister-in-law couldn't, and
yeah, and she
anyway,
was
it's a
so
long
sick.
story, but it's like that's crazy. That it's better that he actually got to be able to do that, because I don't think he would have a month ago. So that's
No, you're right. A month ago, and that's right. Was when your sister-in-law was sick in San Francisco, and yeah, it's so it's incrementally getting better. There are still lots of people in trouble, but things are getting better. You know, the only thing I have is
still have to be vigilant.
What was that?
You still have to be vigilant.
We have to be vigilant. We cannot become slack. We cannot become lax. In fact, that just goes to the point where I did take a walk, and I noticed, I mean, I would say yesterday I took a walk. Today's walk was better, but I noticed lots of people without masks on. It's not, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean, no. I don't need to see the surgical mask, but you got to have a scarf. You got to have a bandana.
What do you think about that, Christian?
Well, that actually reminds me of, I've been a voracious reader during this pandemic. I've just been gobbling up books like they're M&Ms. And one of the books that I have, why do you look so surprised, Justin? Maybe you need to turn off your video. No, I have been reading.
I'm always like this in the audience. You just don't pick it.
And one of the books that I was gifted actually for over the holidays was a book called Assholes, written by Aaron James. There it is.
Okay.
For those of you who know me, it's not about a body part. If anybody's trying to be a smart aleck, I'm not reading a book. It's about the behavior and the personality of what constitute an asshole. And I got to, Justin, you have it.
I have it.
Oh, got it. Oh, we're getting a bomb coming in.
Oh, look at these, asshole to asshole.
I wonder if she got that book in order to know how to deal with Justin. I don't know.
What can I just tell you about why you guys
I'm not gonna answer that.
You guys read so many interns.
Okay, so the definition, as you can see, is an asshole is a person who systematically allows himself to enjoy special advantages in interpersonal relations out of an entrenched sense of entitlement that immunizes him against the complaints of other people.
Okay.
And Justin's, we're getting pointers to Justin. Beyond our intern, Chanel, I think that, the thing about it, assholes have always been a pain in your ass, no pun intended, but now they could kill you, essentially.
No, you're right. You're right.
So the obvious, I feel like I would be doing our podcast a disservice if I didn't name the first person that I want to name, or group of people that I want to name as an asshole right now, is President Trump. Somebody who's sitting in a seat of such enormous influence and power.
Justin, can you bring me back in? Because I got to discuss this.
Yeah.
My man is starting to go off the deep end. You're talking about my man. You can't be so hard on him. He's having a tough time.
You done lost your damn mind.
Look, come on. He's just doing the best he can. He's just the president. He's got to sometimes.
Just the president. I love that. Let's talk to you. Let's dial in your sister real quick. Let's see how she feels about just the president.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, just beyond. I just feel like now we're seeing the danger of all of his, like what we've known so far, and the lives are going to be lost. And then him just flirting with supporting these people who don't want to adhere to social distancing and all that other crap.
I know you have injected yourself with disinfectant before. I can't believe you talk about this man like this.
What the hell is wrong?
What's wrong with that? And have you not noticed how those UV rays worked on his face?
Oh, they worked a little bit too well. They certainly did. I don't want to look like him.
And the thing that I can like empathize with him is, you know, that feeling when you just in a conversation and you just want to feel smart, so you just like come up with something and you say it, and then you just, you know, put your foot down and you just believe it. You just,
I see
it
that
pops in your
happening
head and then
a
it
lot.
feels good. That's,
Yeah, I see that happening with you a lot, actually. So the apple must not fall far from the
I'm
tree.
talking to you. But no, I'm with you. No, I would say like in terms of just politics being played out during a pandemic, that's just, it's insane. But I won't come down on him for the disinfectant. The disinfectant, that was sort of funny.
You know what, Shanali, you be the change you want to see in the world. And nobody listen to Shanali out there right now. Don't drink
Don't
bleach.
listen to me. I did hear that people are listening.
Don't drink the Lysol. You know,
Don't do it.
Shanali, we're not in a bar anymore. We have no idea who's listening to our show right now.
Well, I'm going to chime in with you. The thing that I have to tell you is that you are right. Like, this is, you know, our governor, Cuomo, I love how he talks about you see the best and the worst in people. And you know, we've seen a lot of amazing people. That's what I was going to talk about, those healthcare workers. But like the worst in people, I will say that these people, like in our city, we are mandated to have masks. And at the least, just have it around your neck, right? If you're going to fake people out, you don't want to wear it, just pretend that you care about us. Maybe that, you know, like, can you just fake it? Like, why do you have to piss us off? Like, there's no reason for that. So I was walking and I noticed that all these, I'm not, it's going to sound racist, for the most part white, but I did see an Indian woman. I did see an African-American woman.
So
Not
then
with
why do
them,
they gotta be
but they're white
like
and they wear
all
fancy
sorts of-
athletic gear. And the more fancy their athletic gear, the more entitled they feel. And they feel that their costume is their mask. They don't wear masks. I mean, I swear, Jasper and I were counting that down.
Hold on.
Could you Justin, could you show us that pic? Yeah, this was submitted to us by our friend Lori Schwartz, and she saw this in the East Village. So someone is doing their part to raise awareness in our community that do you read what it says? Dear jogger, bicycle douchebag, yuppie millennial. I've seen a lot of the straight leg pants, like the fake hipsters, if that's a thing. Narcissistic swine, put on a fucking mask. Please respect your community and the lives of others. You do not live alone. Love, East Village. And I cannot say how much I agree with this. Like,
we might agree, but I don't think that tactic is, you have to kill those people with kindness. That is such a belligerent, that would make me want to take my mask off reading something like that, Shanali. And on top of that,
these are the things that are causing us emotional stress in New York City. I would say these are the
well, I'm going to tell you, this is a little bit on a more personal note, but I have to say, you know, and I've been guilty of this behavior in the past. I know that some of our former guests have done deep dives about this phenomena, but for single people and for people who are still dating, which I am and was up until.
I think about people like you all the time, Christian.
Say that again?
I think about those of you that are single.
Thank you.
I think about
But the third category, or the second category of assholes that I want to designate, are the people who ghost, the ghosters. Now listen, I have ghosted in the past, and I might frankly will ghost again in the future.
No, you don't. Don't do it.
Listen, Shanali, in some cases, there is appropriate ghosting in some cases.
Oh, is that right? So
if your life is in danger, if this person turns out to be, you know, a little cray-cray.
Well, then your statement's not going to be that impactful if you're giving us exceptions already.
In a perfect world, don't ghost, but I got ghosted in a pandemic.
I teach you how to debate? You got to stick to your guns.
in a pandemic where people are a little bit more emotionally fragile, all I'm saying is that I don't appreciate the ghosting. It did inspire some inspiration.
Okay, I just want to reiterate right now. Christian is hurt by someone who ghosted him, and we are going to hear some music that he wrote based on his broken heart. I appreciate that.
All right.
Okay. Let's see that.
And while we're queuing it up, just let me tell everybody that there is more where this came from.
But uh-oh.
I don't think you
hear
hear the
Can't
audio.
hear it.
I don't hear it.
One more time.
Okay. Maybe just the file. I got Anthony. Anthony is telling us, let's get your shit together. Just so you
I
guys
know. And we did it yesterday and it worked.
Well, maybe we'll hold on to it. We'll
Yeah,
play
I
it for
might
Chelsea.
just share the whole screen.
Yeah.
That's not working.
Yeah, just
Had
can you
worked
press the
yesterday.
file? 30 seconds. It's so good. Christian, it's so good. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, your computer might be on mute or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Sorry.
Your
Okay.
Facebook is muted.
Well, we will try to figure that out. I could try to play it from my screen.
Okay.
I got it. Just give me 10 seconds.
Okay. I think it's just the muted. But
Yeah, there we go. I got it.
okay.
All right.
30 seconds. There's more where this came from.
You guys, this is what the world's waiting for.
Hey, baby, you told me maybe when I was still thinking about you on the daily. And yeah, like you was still driving me crazy, dreaming we making moves like Alvin Ailey. But I can keep it cool, I can keep it chill. It's just a difference of going up or down a hill. I thought I was reaching a peak, but we were heading to a valley. Guess we not the sequel to When Harry Met Sally.
Boom!
Oh, Christian. That's awesome, man. Oh, I'm so impressed. I had no idea you had rhythm like that. That's something else.
On to the next. JB like that one.
I love that you got two musical artists right here on this show with you, and you chose to share that. That's brave.
You know
That's courage.
It's courage.
Courage. Yes. That's what it takes to live through a pandemic. Not being scared of sharing your 30-second love song. And When Harry Met Sally.
You know what? That's all a ghost deserves, Chanel.
Now,
Christian, your love songs are tragic.
Do you think the ghost actually is old enough to know what When Harry Met Sally is?
Wow, Chanel. You know what?
I mean, you got to think about that. That's how we are. That's the, you got to think about that.
Yeah, I think they old enough. They old enough.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk to our first guest. Especially, I mean, all things like that is something that she definitely will have some input on because, well, she knows you well. And I don't know if she's ever seen you with a broken heart. And you look good. You look good. You look good. But this next guest, you guys, is someone that Christian and I adore. We've been friends with her a long time. And in that time span, we have seen her. She is now, like you said, Christian, a quadruple threat, right? She's a comedian, an actress, a writer, and a musician.
Does mother count? Does mother count?
Yeah, mother counts. She's a mother. She's a wife. She's a woman. We love her. Her name is Chelsea Peretti. Let's hear it for
Chelsea's not in yet.
What?
Chelsea's not in yet.
Oh, what? Justin, you got to stop me before that. Let me text her.
I tried. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, get her. Yeah, have her come on in.
Come on. All right. Well, we just introduced you. Well, with that, then I feel like we could share more. The story that I didn't finish that I wanted to tell everybody about is that we can't talk Drag Race, but I was going to share the story about Jasper's health issue.
Yeah,
we're still trying to diagnose what happened, but we're having debates here And I think it's caused by something he ate, but we can't figure out what it was. And I say, as a scientist, as a mathematician, that you can deduce by what things I ate and the things he didn't eat. That's how it works, right? Christian, give me
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
You understand? What are you doing?
I was looking at our streams, but I'm interacting with you.
No, you got to talk on the show. You got a show to do, my man.
It's like the Zoom thing is just, it's different. You get different stimuli coming in, but yeah, you are what you eat.
Yeah. And so all I'm saying is that in this time that Jasper has been healed, we're still having this issue. I want to discuss it during our Get It Off Your Chest segment. Maybe that, hey, are Get It Off Your Chest friends here? Justin?
We have one.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, Carrie's in.
Let's do that.
I can actually
What?
give you I can wax a little bit poetic about my Get It Off Your Chest.
No. We'll have one of our Get It Off Your Chest friends join us, and then the other one will join us after that. Yeah.
Oh, whoa,
awesome.
really? Who is that?
I did it.
Mary.
This is like the only thing I've accomplished all day, aside from a very difficult jigsaw puzzle, which. Hi, baby.
Good to see you. Everybody, this is our friend Carrie, and we asked her to join us to do a segment called Get It Off Your Chest. And I know, Carrie, you've seen us do this once before, but we're going to take turns doing it, but we got to do our chant. And honestly, if Susie, if you're in there, you can join us whenever you want to, because we were all four going to do it together. She just texted me. Oh, she joined us. There she is.
Wow, look at this. Look at this on time.
All right, guys. Perfect timing. Oh my God, look at these beautiful New York apartments.
It's so zen. Both
You
of you are
got my bathrobe, bitch.
Yeah. Bathrobe. Susie, you look so beautiful with the books behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear us? Susie? Say something.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, good. Say, there you go. All right. So we just introduced our Get It Off Your Chest segment. We're all four going to do our chant, then we're going to take turns.
You know what it looks like.
Chelsea's zooming in while we do this. All ready? Okay, you get it? Ready, Christian?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get it off your chest. Get it off. 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 I love Zoom. The delay is beautiful. All right. So let's say, Christian, you go first. What's your Get It Off Your Chest?
Well, Shanali, you invited me to talk about something that was a space in my life that could be potentially a little embarrassing. Like I'm all for it, but the more I was thinking about it, this Get It Off Your Chest is a really personal choice. It's a really personal decision. And so when you did that on my bike ride today, I was like, Shanali, you have this uncanny ability to try to get me to kind of TMZ on myself during my podcast. And what do I mean by TMZing on myself? It is telling a personal story that's slightly embarrassing and probably not meant for public consumption. That's basically what TMZ does 99% of the time. I'm going to tell this story at some point in time, but I need a little mental distance, not social distance. I need some mental distance from this event. So my Get It Off My Chest right now.
Okay, well, can I ask you something? Before you start?
Oh boy.
I'm like, my head hurts from I just heard that.
It's true.
Can I bring Chelsea into our room too?
Yes.
Just bring her in, and then we'll reintroduce her after this. But let's let her have it.
Chelsea.
Cheeks. Chelsea. I see a roof. Okay. There she is. There she is.
Oh.
There
Oh.
she is.
Hi.
Hi.
This feels
That-
like
We were just finishing up something, but we wanted you to hear. So we're just now getting it off our chest, and Christian is obviously having an issue, and I just wanted you to hear, and then when we get done, we'll talk to you by yourself. But Chelsea, you're involved
Great.
here. Christian, go
So
ahead.
Chelsea, you've been a longtime collaborator with Shanali. You've worked with her in a variety of capacities, and we push each other. We try to kind of we try to push each other to explore new artistic expression and authenticity. And I really appreciate that about Shanali. I had a situation pre-pandemic that involved my intimate life
yes.
and a potential STD. Let's just put it like, not that I had.
Okay.
All right, let me just tell you the story. Okay, so
Yeah, come on, man, bust it out. This is get off your
Here it
chest.
is.
Boom.
as
Done.
when I was casually dating right before this all hit, I saw this friends with benefit, this guy. And about 2.5, 3 weeks later, he hits me up via text and he says, listen, I don't have the COVID, but I do have crabs.
I knew it was crabs. I was gonna guess. Sorry.
I feel like, first of all, crabs is like so like 2003. I like,
It's
who
very
still gets
yeah.
crabs?
Yeah. Who gets crabs?
And then also to kind of qualify and say, listen, it's not like use Corona as kind of like the standard of like what you don't want.
No, he's trying
just
to make
crabs.
it like he's trying to make it like a relief. Oh, I have crabs, thank God. You know?
So, well, see, it didn't work. It didn't feel that way. I luckily don't have them.
Did you just
but
shave
I was
off your pubic hair?
No, boo-boo. I don't have them. Okay, see, this is why I didn't
don't
want to
have
tell them. Now there's going to be confusion that I have this shit. I don't have it. So, Shanali, you just made me do the TMZ on me. I TMZ'd my
Okay,
shit
you can
myself
be
on
done.
my own damn
Christian,
podcast.
Calm down. You can be done. We're done with you. Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
Christian.
Wait, I don't think this should be done at all. I think first
Just
of
a
all,
basic surface.
It
Pardon
was
the
not.
pun.
He could do whatever he wanted. I did not. I'm not with you. You can do whatever you want.
This is to all of you.
wow.
Oh Lord,
Whoa, Nelly. To all of you Nellies right now. Let's move on.
Carrie, what's your get it off your chest?
My get it off my chest is I don't want my friends, my parents, I don't want my family to give me pandemic homework. I am not interested in your book club swap. I'm not interested in your recipe swap. I'm most certainly not interested in your poetry swap. Guess what? I read, I cook, I do all of those things day to day. It's my daily. If you figured out that you can boil water and make pasta, I don't want to know about it. I certainly do not want to take a virtual tour of the Louvre. My mother was like, you can take
Oh yeah, my mom sent me that too.
Mom, get bent. I don't want to take a tour of the Prado. I don't want to do anything.
I
sit
know. I
on
don't think
the
my
app.
toddler
I-
would be understanding of me touring the Louvre during.
Absolutely, the absurdity of it all. I wanted to sit in my own filth in my fancy bathrobe.
Yes.
Do nothing because I love my own company and I'm fucking great at doing nothing. So save all your homework for whatever other people that care, but I do not care anymore about all of your.
I got a new.
I don't want to better myself. I think I'm great.
I'm with you.
Case closed.
I love it.
I got a book one today, and it's like, okay, yeah, they keep coming. They keep coming. More and more homework. People are bored. I don't know.
I don't want that homework. Don't want it.
See, I consider this podcast to be homework.
Yeah.
I do that.
Just kidding, guys.
We love you. This is why we love you.
Listen, you guys look absolutely fantastic. Shanali, I can't even, your makeup is just
Now
I
it was
did this for
perfect.
you guys. Even this.
Christian, even more handsome than I remember you. You devil.
Oh, thank you, darling.
The
Thank
other
you.
ladies, I don't know if we've met before because I have a terrible memory, but You're also gorgeous as well.
I know. And
Right
you
back
know,
at you.
we're all in New York. We don't get to get out very often. This is it.
Right,
This is
right.
it. We're all stuck in our apartments.
I've
We
been
went
taking
on a
walks.
walk.
I take walks.
Susie, you have yours? What's your get it off your chest?
So my get it off my chest is I'm isolating with my husband, with the exception of business hours. During business hours, my apartment turns to a WeWork that I share with a dude who ignores me, shuts the door in my face when I'm talking, and eats my lunch. The only time I see him is when he listens to me being in a meeting, and I see him in my camera running into the kitchen, opening a Tostitos bag, and then leaving.
Wow. And so then when does that officially end?
Well, it ends either at 6 p.m. or when he hears the cocktail shaker. And then he wants to talk to me.
I
Hey,
know your husband too. Like I
very
just,
well. You guys have toured together. You guys have known
Yeah.
each other for years and years.
Anthony is my bandmate. I can't imagine him not paying attention to you during
Well,
the day.
here's the thing you don't know, Chanel, is that he's like secret WeWork Tony, who's an asshole.
I can't believe
Business Tony's a jerk. He eats my lunch, ignores me, and shuts the door when I'm talking.
this
It's
is
rough.
the life of a New Yorker. It's like there's nowhere to go. If someone's 6 feet away from you, it's hard to ignore them. Yeah.
Well, no, he climbs away because I work in the kitchen. He works in the second room. So when I yell, I'm like, did you just hear? I hear the door close. I hear it close. And, you know, I work for the news. So every day I'm just like, oh my God, did you just hear? And I just hear a slam. And I'm like, sometimes I'll deal with it, but sometimes I'll get up and I'm like, oh no. And I'll open the door and I'm in a meeting. And I'm like, see, your friends don't know. You're WeWork Tony.
Man, I don't know how we're gonna get through this. This is just the beginning. This is only the beginning. Mine is that, and I alluded to this earlier, is like I'm really like not into this sourdough fad that's going on. It's really every time I talk to someone, wait, Justin, can you get us oh, there we go. I'm just tired. Every other friend of mine is actually making sourdough bread, and the fact is it almost killed Jasper. He won't admit it, but this is science. It's science-based. And now I don't know how every single person I know, it's like, obviously it's the zeitgeist of the pandemic is sourdough bread, and it's going to fail you all. You're going to have to go to the hospital. Stop it. Stop making sourdough bread.
Can you explain what you're
Who are
talking about?
you mad at, Chanel? Who are you getting off your chest about? Are you
No,
mad
I'm
at
just
the
saying I don't want to hear about your
mad at
sourdough
the
bread.
husband?
Sort of like, just like Carrie was saying, it's like, you know what? You do you. It makes me want to throw up now when I hear about it. I worry about you. You could go to the ER like Jasper almost had to because of his sourdough starter being messed up. It's science-based. You're not a scientist. You know, it takes
Okay.
time.
So you're mad at the trend. You're mad at the
So
trend.
that's mine. Yeah, and you know what? You could be supportive, Christian. That's it. You know what? You could be
I'm trying to clarify. I'm just trying to get some clarity so I can figure out how to support you in these pandemic times.
well. Oh, I think Carrie's
You gotta
not.
check him, Chelsea. Are you
We
confused about the sourdough?
Yeah, why did it make him sick?
because okay, so Chelsea, I decided to do deep dive, and the sourdough starter. If you don't do the fermentation right, if you don't feed it the exact same flour over and over, which he says he did, if you don't do that right, that's dangerous. But then also, if you cook bread and it's not fully baked and you eat it when it's a little doughy, it can make you sick. I don't know if everyone knew that, but Jasper admitted to me
Did you know that,
after
Chelsea?
5
You're
days
giving
later,
strong nonverbals. You're giving us
Yeah,
some
don't
strong nonverbals.
right, Jasper? Anyway, he knows.
Wow.
It's true. Just don't eat this. It really, he vomited for 18 hours.
That is
So,
crazy.
so that it's insane.
But
So
I have been thinking a lot about food poisoning because it's like anything that's out of date, I'm like, oh, it's probably fine, you know, because you don't want to deal with like groceries and all this. So I
Yeah.
wonder if food poisoning is on the rise. I need a chart of that.
yes, don't exactly. I'm not keeping
Want
milk.
some anecdotal data? I didn't throw up, but I spent a lot more time on the pot than normal, like the last 48 hours. I don't know. Again, I'm divulging. Shanali always gets me to divulge, but
Yes.
I just,
It's all my
I'm living
fault.
my truth for you, Chelsea.
I appreciate it. I always want to know your secrets. I love secrets.
Well, let's do our last chant out. Chant out. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Carrie. We'll do our chant out, and then we'll introduce Chelsea properly, right? Okay, so Chelsea, you don't know this part, but we do this together. Ready, Christian? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get it off your chest. Get it off. Get it off your chest. Get it off. Get it off your chest.
Get it off.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Bye. Okay, so now here's who we're...
Chelsea, you stay.
Chelsea, you stay. Chelsea, stay. Stay.
Uh-oh, I feel like
So let me introduce you guys to our beloved friend Christian. And I have known Chelsea for a long time, and she used to live in New York City with us. And we in fact had a going away party for her at this house, this apartment, the same apartment. And then she moved to California, and she is now a quadruple threat. Like I told you all before, she ain't just a comedian or an actress or a writer, but she is also now a songstress. And musician released a brand new EP last week called Foam and Flotsam, and it is awesome.
Wow.
This is my grandma's.
Peretti. Yes. Oh, bring it up. Bring it to us. Oh my gosh, I love this look now that we can really see you in the light.
Well, this is my grandmother's. I got it from my grandmother. Rest in peace.
Oh.
Not from COVID.
No.
Thank you for clarifying.
This is the famous grandmother that I met.
You met her? No.
Didn't she come to our show? She came to that show. She was very funny.
I don't think so.
She did once.
So.
I mean, it's so long ago.
No, my grandma, was it in the Bay Area? Because she never came to New York.
It was in California. It was.
Oh, you're thinking of my mom's mom. She's also dead, though.
Okay.
Great.
They're all dead. But
Yeah.
listen, good timing. If I was a grandma, I'd rather be dead now than in a pandemic.
I agree. Charles, so where are you? What are you doing? What's your daily life right now?
My daily life is cooking, cleaning, doing laundry,
wow,
and creating fantasy worlds.
I love it.
And also trying to have some creative life, and I've exercised, I think, twice in a couple months. So for me, that's a major win. I accidentally ordered an exercise bike, which will be here in 8 months.
Peloton? It's gonna be there in 8 months. Oh, well.
I was like, I didn't realize that was in my cart. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's for the better. I'll exercise. And then it's like, it's gonna arrive July 2023. I was like, okay, so this has been a real roller coaster.
Well, I imagine, like for us, I imagine like you guys go on long walks.
No, I'll tell you something. My neighborhood, they told everyone, go walk, go outside and walk. The neighborhood is absolutely crawling with pedestrians, joggers. Everyone has their mask around their fucking chin.
We talked about that. It's so insane.
You want to talk fucking masks?
Yeah.
And pet peeves?
Yes.
Why is it here? Why is it here? You don't get partial credit with COVID.
No.
So, anyway, I'm just like irritated, and I never leave my house.
I'm the same. Walking outside, as soon as I get mad, I have to come back. We saw a little kid and her mom without mask at all. And I just looked at Jack. I go, I'm bummed out. I got to go home.
I know. And I've seen so many adults walking with their kids with no mask, and the adult has a mask. And I'm like, aren't kids the ones who carry it and distribute it to the elders, like with very little symptoms?
Yes. And they're
I'm
running
grateful.
up to people. I saw like this kid running up to a man with a dog. I'm like, what are you doing? Your
Right.
kid has no mask. Your kid can transfer the.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
It's
I don't
I don't have a stationary bike because I don't really have room for it, but I have a normal bike, and I've been like riding around on my bike thinking, I don't have to be around people, I'm cruising, etc. But even today I went on a bike ride, and this kid on on a skateboard was like playing chicken with me, no mask, like trying to like steer toward me. Even riding the bike.
He's like, hey, 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 man, what's up? And you're like, okay, I can't.
Seriously. So, yeah, it's the struggle.
You can't put your trust in others right now. It's just like, and also like I did this post about masks and how like I saw this group of friends, like literally like 15 dudes walking in my neighborhood, and like half of them had masks on, and I was like, I feel like you guys like read part of an article, and I posted this, and then all the comments were so crazy. Like people were so hostile to like even the topic of masks. I was like, we're in a weird place. Like there's a lack of leadership, and people like, someone was like, masks are Trump, like it's a Trump thing, and I'm like, no, doctors wore masks before this, honey.
What? What the hell?
Like she was like, yeah, like what's that woman, Birkin or whatever, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Burks, Dr. Burks.
She suggested it, and that's a Trump thing. If it makes you feel better, that's fine, but they don't do anything. I'm like, first of all, your tone, like the whole thing, I was just like, who are you? What side are you on? Like I just was like, and then like,
I'm actually so happy that you said that, because I thought that all the masked haters were people that were Trump supporters, like people who were like infringing on our right. It's good to hear that there's crazy on both sides.
I think it's across the board. Americans are so entitled to feeling good all the time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they're like, I deserve to feel good and to feel free at other people's expense. It's actually the American way.
Yeah.
To feel good no matter what the cost is to other people.
That's right.
So it's like, everyone's just walking around like, whatever, don't tell me what to do. It's like, that's like across all political platforms. It's like an American identity is like, we'll do what we want.
True. I was saying that when we went for a walk, I noticed everyone that had expensive athletic wear on, and in this neighborhood, it was mostly white people. We were counting almost 90% no mask.
Yeah.
90%.
Well, that's the other thing. Like Los Angeles, it's like everyone thinks they're exempt from everything. Like no one's like, I don't wait in line. Oh, I don't do that. Like I'm on the list. It's like there's no list. This is the pandemic.
That's right. It's like, everyone is privileged, and including against this virus. I will not get it because I'm me. Are you? Yeah. So we need to stay at home. Just stay at home, guys. Please stay at home.
The pandemic's real. Now, Chelsea, within all of the stresses that's happening, you weren't just a little bit creative. You became a quadruple threat. You dropped your first album.
What are the threats? It's acting, comedy,
acting, writing, modeling.
I was gonna turn the M upside down to a W and call it writing, but we can go with modeling.
Yeah, that's good. That's good too. I forgot I also write.
And now it's singing.
Yes,
and writing music.
And writing music. I wrote music a little bit with Sarah Silverman on her show. When I wrote for that show, we wrote some songs together. And then I did them on my podcast and stuff with Kojak since I think 2012, maybe earlier. We were doing songs on my podcast, but it took us 8 years to
I remember the first time I heard Chelsea sing. Like Chelsea sings for fun. Like what this is she sings for fun. But there was one Variety Shack show where you came out and you just started singing, and she was just singing. And I was like, what? I had no idea she could really sing. And she did. And then she did a whole Bjork song, and it was perfect. It's not easy to sing like Bjork. And I was like, damn, girl, you could do it all. Are you kidding? It was so good because she could dance. That's one of our things.
Yes.
Like, she could dance. So that's another threat, dancing.
And
Yeah,
what
these
about- what about
tracks are legit. These tracks are legit good. You sound awesome.
listen,
Yeah, they're
I-
so good.
I don't really pretend that I'm a great singer, actually. I think I'm okay, but like I just had so much fun making this album, and
It's so funny.
and Kojak is such a great producer because he just like wherever you are emotionally, he'll go there with you. Like, and like it leads him to like have a lot of strange people around him. But like if you're like, I want to make a song that's really sad, and he's like crying with you. And if you're like, I want to make one that's like this, then he just goes with whatever. So it was like a really fun process.
That's
right?
so cool. And I mean, it's a sound like when you say legit, it sounds so good. You know that is huge. He's like what he does.
Right round, baby.
Right.
round. He did that.
And
so right.
Nicki Minaj and Kesha, and Chelsea's right up there. That's what. So let's, Justin, can you share some oat milk? Not confused with oatmeal.
Yes.
We got. Oh, this is one of my favorite parts because this is
This
like.
shot, I was trying to avoid this shot because my lipstick had gone raggedy, but everyone kept putting that shot back in, so I was like, let me not fight it.
It's so good.
Don't
Dramatic.
fight it.
But I
Don't-
see. I wish there was some moisture on those
It's
lips.
so good. Press play.
I need oat milk. I want to drink my coffee with oat milk. Do you have it? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you have oat milk? I really wanted oat milk in my coffee drink this morning.
So good. Oh my God. I love it so much. It's sort of, for me, it's like the best of so much of what people don't know about you, I think. They don't know about those moves. They don't know about that voice. And they don't know about silly songs. They just don't know. And
That's
Chelsea
right.
nailed it. Like, and
Yeah,
you shot that with, and that's John Early.
Yep. And Joel Kim Booster.
And you guys, they nailed the dance. I mean, you know what you're doing. It was
Oh
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole different cut of it too that I might release at some point. That's like a different we went two different ways. This one's like so choppy and it's got such a cool like frantic vibe, and then there's like a sort of a slower edit that I might put out later where you see more dancing. But yeah, those guys are so funny, and everything about it has just been like so fun and so organic, and so it just kept going and going and going. I mean, our original idea was like, let's make an album about coffee in like a couple weeks or a month, and then just put it out and try to submit it for a Grammy as a joke. And then it just was like kept going and going and going, and then it's like now literally Wale is doing a song, like it's like Richard Marx is doing a song. It's like all these crazy ass people involved, and it's like,
Wait, so are you saying that
Richard Marx?
more songs are coming?
yeah, we have a whole album. This is just the EP. And then there's gonna be a second EP, and that's gonna have a handful of songs. And then the album, which I'm telling you, like, I love all the songs. Like, it's not like, oh, we put our best ones and now it's embarrassing shitty ones that are left. It's like we have like 20 plus songs that are all, I think, kind of good.
Okay, so let's just slow down. Let's just slow down for a second. Now, in addition to more songs, does this mean that we're going to see more visuals, more video? Are there any in the pipeline, or do you
Well,
have
so
to?
this is what's so stressful, is that we, right before the pandemic, shot these two videos, Oat Milk and Late, right up against the ticking clock of the pandemic, because I had been reading articles about it for months before. Apparently Trump was aware of it, but I don't know how I got a hold of such classified information. I have been preparing for this shit for like weeks before apparently anyone was taking.
No one else was, yeah.
Yeah, my friends are like, "You're crazy," and I'm like, "Well, guess who has fucking pasta now?
Guess who has toilet paper?
Guess who's wiping her ass on double ply, bitch?" So
To be honest with you, Chelsea, I ran out of double ply. I ran out. I'll be honest.
I know, I don't know. We're starting to get a little low, and I don't know what the current TP situation is.
Better now, at least in New York. I don't know. It's different.
Yeah. No, I have 1 ply as of the next batch that
I had this whole thought about toilet paper and the toilet paper economy, about if you were normally not home all day, every day, that means the financial onus of toilet paper was on all these companies and businesses, and now it's like a personal expense.
That's true.
It's like shifted so much, so all these companies are saving hell of money on toilet paper.
My mom brought up the same thing, and she said that they use different roles. Like, she did a whole deep dive with me. She said, Christian, the reason is, and they do there's different kinds of roles, like big industrial roles.
Right.
But then to be honest, like I don't like to go to the bathroom just willy-nilly, like anywhere.
You save it up for your home.
Well, or maybe I dispense with it before I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it's home. It's a home.
You know what? Those big industrial rolls are so hard to turn. You're like, okay,
no, I can't.
And you're like, ugh, you're putting so much muscle into turning the toilet paper roll, it makes you shit again.
I don't know how we got on this tangent, but here we are. Here we are. This was back to videos. I'm curious to know, are you going to use a green screen? Is there any way for you to get some
I'm trying to figure out right now, like, I mean, my choices are pretty limited. I either am going to get some sort of animation or something like that, or I'm going to get very DIY footage type shit that's edited. I mean, I don't have any options. Kind of sucks because there would have been such epic greatness for this second EP now, and now it's definitely going to be massively limited.
But it's still going to be epic.
Still
like
epic.
The timing of it, actually, I think like it's such perfect timing. We need this kind of content.
Yeah, I just wish I could make cooler videos because I had so many cool ideas, and now it's like going to be so like budget. But I feel like I'm like, oh, that's why real musicians push their album. Like, you can't fucking do anything cool right now. So whatever. I mean, I need to find some inspired people who can make something cool out of nothing.
Well, the other part, the thing about this project and all art, that you can feel the fact that you're doing something just because you love to do it. And that is the thing I've learned over every single year of my 80 years on this earth. Yeah. It's like, when I'm doing something because I love it and I'm genuine about it, that's the best place for me. That's different for everyone, but I don't do well like when I'm like doing something because someone told me I should, it's like, it's just like when it's organic, it's so evident. Yes.
And, we just were the whole time like laughing, like we are making the stupidest fucking thing. And I've honestly, like, I've never put more of myself into something. Like, I never sold merch as a stand-up. I have a whole line of merch that I'm to get. Part of what's funny about it is,
can we get it now? Can we buy merch now?
I will.
Have you put it up?
No, it's not up yet. I think
okay.
It's coming like next week.
I need to get some on the D.
Well, you better put it up now.
I'm going first, Christian. I asked first. I'm sorry.
Maybe I'll send you guys something and you can model in it, because the whole modeling industry is shut down.
We can do it. We can model.
We can model, but I'm telling you, Chelsea, you need to put up now, the orders now, because if I make my order tomorrow, I won't get it till September. You know what I'm saying? So
I know, but we got to get all our ducks in a row, and then we're gonna put it up. But it's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting situation, because like one of the shirts we wanted to make, we couldn't find anyone. There's no place that will make it now, because it was a specialty kind of shirt. So now we've switched up our plan, but the shirts are so funny and good. And but it's just like my website, like I've just never been this like this all in on anything. I've always kind of been
Yeah.
like, you know, I've always been like, this is probably kind of sucks, or I'm not happy with it. This is like one of the few things where it's been a pure joy the whole time, and I'm not like full of self-doubt. Aside from, like, you know, sometimes at night, just like,
oh my gosh, that's.
Well, I mean, I don't know, Chelsea. I mean, I think you're not giving yourself enough credit, because I mean, when we first met, you were like up and coming. You were still doing your thing here in New York, and I have to say, you guys in Variety Shack were like kind of doing a whole thing before
that's true.
people were doing, and I felt like there was a lot of joy in that. Maybe
That's
not so much confidence,
well,
but
Variety Shack was actually another instance of that, where it was like, we did it because we wanted to work together. And we had our own taste and our own thing. And, you know, remember that industry woman who was like, why do you girls make these videos? And I was like, but, you know, we did it because it like fed us in some way. And I always, for years after that, when I had to do a stand-up show or something, I would try to put myself in the headspace of like a Variety Shack show and be like, these people want to be here. Cause like I felt like our audiences were so loving, and I would be like, assume that all other audiences hate women and hate me. And so I would try to put myself in that headspace of like,
that's right,
that vibe of trusting that there's love in the room, which is not always the case, but
it's not. No.
You know,
and in the same way, it's true. The organic sense was like, just do it because we love to do it. That in retrospect, even, I mean, now I look back, I'm like, that is amazing that we did that. It was great. We did it just with our hearts and laughing.
That's like the thing that I always think about too. It's like, if you think about like all the bad movies that even your favorite actors are in, it's like, you can't just every project you do have it be amazing. Like it's like 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 or 1 in 100. Like, you might only make 1 or 2 good movies in your whole life, like, and then you die.
Right. That's true.
but like, you're praying for those moments where things just magically fall into place.
Right. And I think, I mean, I struggle with the fact that, like, if it's not going to be the best, then like, is it worth doing? Like, you know, like to your point, just being involved in the process and just doing stuff that you're doing.
But some stuff you're doing it for practice, and some stuff you're doing it for money. And then it's like, you take all the money and all the practice and skills that you build, and then you do the magical thing with that. You know, it's like, it's all
floatsome. Then you do the
album.
Oh.
It's true. Now, how did you come up with the name for that EP?
Foam and Flotsam. Well, I wanted, you know, because I'm like a ship in the cover and the art. I wanted something that referenced that, and then foam referenced coffee, and flotsam referenced like an ocean sea captain kind of world. And then I thought it was just such a fun, pretentious title, foam flotsam, and like the idea that people would have to Google flotsam and stuff, like, it just was like, I just loved it. And the way it just looks so pretentious for what the album is. I just made me laugh.
That ship captain illustration is so perfect.
I love it so much.
And oh man, the song Late, for those of you that aren't personally like friends with Chelsea, because when she was singing, I was like, who is she talking about? She always has that coffee in her. She always is stopping for the coffee. Oh, I love it. Well, you know, we love you. We wanted you on here so long ago, but you don't live here anymore. So, and this is the first time we've been doing this
on Zoom.
In Zoom.
Oh, that's cool.
Thanks for doing your homework tonight. Thanks for checking.
Come on, Christian. Come on, Christian. You know I'm just razzing you. It's really honestly so good to see your guys' faces.
I know, it's so good to see yours. Like I've been this whole time, I mean, the best thing about the pandemic, honestly, is me. I've been talking to people that I want to talk to. Like, I'm not always, I've gotten to talk to Chelsea, and it's been really good. I talk to you, Christian, every day almost, and it's been really nice. It's like, when do you do that? You don't do that. You usually avoid being on the phone. That's key.
I know it's weird now because you still sometimes don't want to be on the phone, but then you feel like you really can't
Really?
sleep.
Yeah. You like,
It's
gotta
hard,
get-
you know, you get like weary of, because it's like Zoom is cool, but it's not the same as quality time. It's like you still,
Yeah.
there's still a complete loneliness to it,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It depends on, yeah, you're right. There are times, not this one though.
Okay, enough of this gloom and Zoom. Enough of this gloom and Zoom.
Gloom
Let's
and
go
Zoom.
back to I really like looking at your Instagram, and I'm not huge on the socials to a fault, but
Oh.
your IG is like super lit, and I noticed that you do post a lot about your like what you eat, like
Yeah.
what you like, and I have to say, like you throw down in the kitchen. I like to think of myself. I like to cook. I don't necessarily know if that makes me a good cook, but I do like to cook. And do you like? Are you more of like one of the flour? Like I like one of those.
I bet Martha Stewart isn't really that good of a cook, because I was like, I feel like she has no passion. She doesn't seem improvisational. She's like very exacting and waspy. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Martha Stewart is an incredible cook, of course. Like, and we had this big argument. But like, I like to like read a recipe and read some other, like maybe I'll read 3 recipes on the ingredients that I have, and then I'll just make something up with what I liked from them.
Okay, that's next level. Maybe you should consider a cooking show.
I'll think
Cooking
about
with
it.
Chelsea.
Ooh,
It has some
cooking
I think I need a camera stand.
That's a good.
tripod.
I ordered one, but it won't be here for another 10 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
If the postal service is still kicking around.
Oh, cooking show is good. I would love that. That
Yeah.
is a good idea.
Well, keep on posting your creations, because maybe I'll try to like go off the cuff. I tried to go off the cuff with the frittata, and I think that may be one of the reasons why I was spending more time in a room in the house that I don't want to be. But you know, I do my best.
You tried to go off the cuff with what? I couldn't hear you.
A frittata.
Oh, a
Frittata.
frittata. Oh,
Frittata?
that made you sick.
Maybe.
That's it. That was it.
I mean, was it undercooked?
It didn't look that way to me. It had some pancetta. It had some roasted shallot compote that I made earlier that I just thought like throw that in, and then like leftover spaghetti and eggs, and I baked it, and then I ate it, and then then I'll just leave it at this, a ...
You were like, and 10 other leftovers in my fridge.
Yeah.
You know, I made an absolutely incredible pasta today.
Ooh.
Did you post it? Oh, I think
Sorry, I was reading a text from my dog groomer.
You guys don't have dog groomers going, like, that's what I was like, essential jobs is pet grooming, because so many LA people are telling me about their pet groomers. I'm like, what?
Well, I haven't done it yet, but my dog's getting thick-haired and I'm scared to cut his nails. And she said that she's only doing like 1 dog at a time in her backyard with no one else there. So I might do it. I'm thinking about it.
Well, I think.
Is she wearing the masks and the gloves?
Because you heard that dogs can catch corona.
I don't want to hear it. No, I mean, they say that, like, I thought it was cats and not dogs. And they say,
no, it's dogs too. It's dogs too, Chelsea.
And they have new rules. They have new rules about dogs when you take dog walking.
What is it?
Don't let them go up to any old person. Don't let them.
I think they can't transmit it to humans.
A person can transfer it to an animal.
Right.
You don't want your dog to get. They do get sick.
I don't care if he gets COVID. Peace. No, I'm kidding. Of course. I'm trying to act callous.
Oh shoot.
But yeah, I forget what we were talking about.
Well, we were just saying you should start a cookbook. We want your merch. I think we actually have to we have one more guest. So we
Okay,
have
great.
to say
I'll see
bye
you
to this
later.
No,
wonderful.
Chelsea. I know you're sad about that. I know you're sad. I have one more question, Chelsea. Just
Okay.
joking. No,
Well, it was great talking to you guys. Thanks
We
for
love you,
inviting me.
Chelsea.
Love you
so
too.
now,
Thank
Chelsea,
you.
hit leave meeting. Now
I'm
you
already on it. I'm hovering over leave meeting. I need a shirt actually that says leave meeting in the Zoom font.
Be awesome. That's it. That's the shirt.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Love you.
Love you. Oh, that was
Oh, that was so sweet.
yeah. It was so
Oh,
good.
okay.
Well,
Yes.
we have another amazing guest right now.
The show must move on, Chanel. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
so good. So thank you, Chelsea, for being here. Also, thank you, Carrie and Susie, for joining us.
Yes, thank you, guys.
And Justin, thank you for doing your holy work right now. And JB for being here with us. We have this amazing musician. He's also an actor. He's a writer, a hip hop artist. I met him a while ago, and then I listened to his music and went to see him live. His name is JB.
Lucky.
Let's hear it for JB. JB, what's going on? Hello. Here he comes. Here he comes. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Hey, JB, my man, thank you.
Yes.
Sorry we're a little delayed.
Sorry for the delay. Thank you for being here.
What's up,
You look so good.
man? This is my DJ's clothes. I put these on.
Oh, that's so good. You look so good. You always
And then
have really.
I had looked at myself, so I saw. I'm like, well, I kind of look silly right now.
No, you look good. You look good. You're always styling. I noticed that every time I've looked up, beyond the times I've seen you and met you in real life, but just looking online, you have excellent style, I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
It's important.
And your hair is whipped.
Thank you. Let me just tell you, during the pandemic, this is one of 3 days that his looks like this. It is.
Whipped.
Yeah.
That's what we say here in Oklahoma City. Like your hair is whipped. Like that's what the black women say to each other. Your hair is whipped.
Oh!
Whip. That's W-H-I-P.
You don't say it to a man. I couldn't say it to Christian. I could say it to a woman. So
I'll take that.
JB lives in Oklahoma City, and that's where I met you because I was at that film festival, and it was 3 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
And I was with some other musicians. Tyson Mead was one of them. And
Yep.
I got introduced to JB as a superstar, and you were like the Emmy award winning hip hop artist in Oklahoma City. And then later he performed here in New York City. Hey, what's going on?
That's my DJ. I have on his clothes right now.
Oh, somebody's giving you clothes. What's his name?
DJ Reaper.
DJ Reaper. Hey, what's up? But I saw you here in New York City. You performed. You were on tour with Murs, and then I remember that day too. I'm friends with this guy Shannon Moore.
I was just telling Reaper about Shannon. I love Shannon.
Yeah, he should be listening because I told him to listen today. So
yeah, I love Shannon.
But
I met Shannon on tour with LP and Killer Mike.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so anyway, you're a superstar in your own right, and that's what I wanted to say, which is why I think it's so cool that you live in Oklahoma City, because a lot of people leave their hometowns, when they're ascending, becoming more successful.
Real quick, I gotta give a shout out to Chelsea. I didn't realize you were gonna have real famous people on. And so y'all should have just had her the whole time. That's legit somebody.
She's awesome, right? Yeah. You're a real famous person too.
So tell us, what's the scene like in
that,
Oklahoma City? Are people taking all this thing seriously, or is it no big? Are people getting a little stir crazy right now?
Yeah, people are getting stir crazy. And we're taking it serious. We open up May 1st on Friday. We start phase 1, which that's our governor is one of those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the mayor of Oklahoma City isn't one of those people, and so
Right.
like he's been like pushing against the governor, trying to, give us some more time. He would like to give us some more time, but there's nothing he can do right now at this point. So Monday they're gonna start phase 1, and I think phase 2 might be in June sometime. But from everybody I know,
Yeah.
they rather just wait. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
today I watched a video of like how they actually do a COVID test.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
My husband got one on Friday.
And they stick that long
Dude.
swab up your nose.
Yep.
Like that was enough to make me want to stay in my house all summer. You know what I'm saying?
All summer. I'm with you, JB.
I know,
All
it's scary.
summer, man.
He
I'm
didn't
like,
cough.
I'm good. Like if that's what I gotta go through to get tested, I'm good. Like, so but where I live at in Oklahoma City, I live on the east side, and it's majority black side of town. And like we don't like on this side of town, like we're kind of like deprived of a lot of the provisions and resources the other sides of town have.
Yeah.
So we're just there. We don't have we aren't able to get tested. Like, you know what I'm saying? So so people are just kind of staying in the house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The hard part for me is that Friday is my daughter's birthday, and then Monday is my son's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what to do as far as that. But
are you all doing that? You see it on television. In New York, it's not so easy, but people drive by in their cars and with balloons and stuff.
My daughter, she's turning 8, and so there's a company here, and what they'll do is they'll like decorate your yard with your name and all that stuff. So I have that for my daughter, and for my son, it'll just be probably me and him for his birthday.
Yeah.
How is he turning?
He'll be 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great, man.
No, it's wow. With a kid, Christian and I don't have kids. It's a whole other world, I know, with a kid during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So all respect to you, because it's hard without kids.
Yeah, man. So like it's the hard part is like for me is like I still have to be around people a lot, you know what I'm saying? And so for that reason, like I kind of limit the time I have with them, because I was like there was 1 week where I felt like I didn't know I was sick. I had a fever.
Oh.
I didn't know if I had it or not.
Right.
What?
It was
Yeah, but came out. Produced.
You just outed yourself right now.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
DJ Reaper.
When it first started. But it's when it
He don't even know. He don't even know.
Because so you gotta understand, when you walk in Reaper's house, you walk into his house, he has like a station for like sanitation. He has like a little one of those at the hospital. They have like a thing you get the hand sanitizer. The hand sanitizer.
He's on point.
He has masks. He has like a box of masks. You know what I'm saying? So he works him and his wife, him and his girl, they work in the health department. So they're on it. But
they're on it. And you know what? It's good that he's your friend, because it's we live in New York, so it's serious. I got a margarita tonight.
Yes.
Okay, I already got some Jameson.
Cheers. I don't know what Christian has.
Cheers. I got one more sip now.
But in terms of, because you are a prolific musician. You've been making music since you were a kid, and pretty much as a teenager you started recording, right? And I know as an artist too, like all of us are in a place where like, what can you do? But as a performer who performs in front of people, it's changing everything about how we have to think about the future. My
album's supposed to come out in May, my listening party was supposed to be March, and my album release show was in May.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, so
yeah. So that's just like
everything is like
what,
out the window.
And it sort of makes us all have to reinvent ourselves in some way. You know, I don't know if it's like you're visual. I mean, you know, I read that you did like a musical performance, sort of like, that's so cool.
Yeah. So what I did is that there's a casting director here in Oklahoma. He's in Norman, and he there's a big tax credit that if you shoot a movie or a film in Oklahoma, you get a big tax cut. And so a lot of films are being shot here. And one of the main directors here is a guy named Chris Freihofer, and he's been in like so many movies. I mean, like what's the show? I think it's Game of Thrones. He's been on that. He's been on everything.
Yeah.
If you saw his face, you'll recognize him. But he's,
As an actor?
Yes, as an actor. And so he opened up a studio here where he trains people to act. And so I'm really good friends with him. He cast me for some commercials, and a lot of my first movies he helped cast me for.
That's
anyway,
awesome.
So we did a production at his studio. We did a production at his studio where I took my songs and I broke it up into 3 parts, and I kind of like told my life story through the songs, and we created a production play based on my life, and it was all through the music.
Oh, that's so cool.
When was that production, JB?
When?
Yeah.
It was like 2017.
Mm-hmm. And it was like in a small theater.
Like a theatrical
stage? So we did like a small theater. It was probably like seats like 50 people. It was in his studio. It seats like 50 people, and so we just had it planned for like the weekend, for Saturday and Sunday, and then those 2 nights sold out in one day, and so we added 2 more nights. We sold out all 4 nights, and so we were going to do it bigger because I'm the part owner of a theater here in Oklahoma City called Tower Theater. So we want to do it bigger, open it up to a wider audience. But the way the production is, like, it's hard to do it in a bigger space because it's real intimate. Like, you can't get up and go to the restroom. You can't walk to the bar. Like, so it really only works in a small space. You know what I mean?
That's so cool.
I get it.
I hope that you do it here at some point too.
I hope so.
It can happen. It will happen. Well, in terms of your music, I was telling Justin, I wanted Justin to show, like, you're so prolific. You put out so many albums. You're about to put one out in May. Mm-hmm. Didn't you drop a new single today?
Yesterday.
Yeah. So I actually did do a deep dive to the early music and then now. And I mean, I like it all, but I really love the direction now with like using old samples of old music, and also lyrically, you know, you're thoughtful. You're talking about real, like, important things in life that for me,
the old shit is weak. I'm not gonna front. The old shit is weak. But
here's some. If you scroll up a little bit, Justin, just to see, like, Black Future was in 2018,
16,
right? 16. That album is awesome, and that's 2016 because everything comes after. But that's 20 tunes. I know Chuck D's on one. Yeah,
Chuck D's on it. Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot.
I met Chuck D, I think, in 2014.
Yeah, and Chuck D actually gave you a shout out and said you're someone that could actually change the world with you. And that's
so like the funny thing about the Chuck D thing is like, I don't know how he found my music or how he found me, but I was in OKC one day just riding around, and I got a text from my homie in LA, and he was like, "You know Chuck D?" And I was like, "Chuck D?" So I'm thinking Chuck D, where you stay at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where you from? And he was like, "Nah, Chuck D from Public Enemy." I was like, hell no, I don't know Chuck D. He was like, well, he just tweeted your music. And so I go to Twitter and I see Chuck D had tweeted my music and he was talking about it. I'm like, damn, like it bugged me out, you know? And so from there, I kind of hit him up and we started talking. And he was like, whenever you need me for something, let me know. He's like, I really like your music. And what we end up meeting at South by Southwest. And he's a real big OKC Thunder fan.
Wow.
Yeah, and then what like he's going like it's people will give you a shout out or co-sign you, but like Chuck D would go out of his way to like, you know what I'm saying, give me props. Like
Yes.
I guess he was going back and forth on Twitter with somebody, and somebody was like, well, J. Cole is this and that. And Chuck D was like, well, JB is this and this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
So yeah, and then whenever the OKC Thunder lost KD, Chuck D had a magazine of a local magazine we have here in Oklahoma, and he took a picture, he posted on his Twitter and said, OKC lost KD, but they still got JB, and held that picture up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So
like
cool. That
yeah,
is so cool. See, we don't even know world. This right here, even if we can't see each other in person, this is so important. Like, we got JB with us. We just had Chelsea with us. We had you with us. We have Susie. We have Carrie. All these great people, and all of you that are viewing. I wish I can't see the comments right now. I know Justin's taking care of it, but I want to thank you guys for being with us. And JB, I want you to tell us, like, what's the best way right now to support you as an artist? Is it on Bandcamp or how to get?
Yeah, I mean Bandcamp or whatever. Right now, Spotify is doing a thing where you can go to Spotify and you can actually like donate on Spotify and it'll go straight to my Cash App.
Wow.
So yeah, so if you look me up on Spotify, just JABEE on Spotify, there's that. So I mean like that, like to me that's like, because Spotify gets a bad rap because of the streams and like
right.
You know what I mean? But that right there, what they did, like that's been a big help. So
I did not know about that.
Yeah. So what it is as an artist on Spotify, there's a if you click, I guess you add it to your Spotify artist page, and there's like a little thing that says COVID-19. So whenever listeners will go to your page, they can listen to your music, and they click that link, and it'll just give them the option to type in a number, whether it's $5, $35, whatever, and it goes straight to my Cash App.
Wow, I
get it right away.
Right.
I get it right away. So I could drop my album tomorrow, and I won't see the money for, you know what I'm saying, a few weeks to a month.
Right.
But you can listen to my music on Spotify right now, and I get it right away.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I want everybody to do that. That's so fantastic. Totally. I had no idea. And you're right. Spotify, for the most part, gets a bad rap, especially for musicians, because I know so many people have plays and don't get much money. So to know that they're doing that is a huge thing. And especially, so in terms of your album, are you still going to release it in May? You're waiting, or?
You know, I'm probably going to release it in June. I think there's a, like, after, because I have more time now, I feel like I can kind of go back and tweak a few things. And so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna wait and do like early June.
Cool. Well, we'll be sharing it. We'll be sharing it, and everybody should follow JB too. Your Instagram is My Name Is JB. Is that right?
Everything is My Name Is JB.
My name is JB. JABEE. But we'll promote it after. But
so you have some music for us this evening?
Yeah,
I'm gonna do 2 songs real quick.
Yes. Okay, we're psyched. We're gonna Justin's gonna put you on the mainframe, and we're gonna be on the side.
Okay.
He'll set it up. All right, we're excited. And DJ Reaper's in there with you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Staying socially distant.
Yeah, staying socially distant. Don't DJ Reaper, don't go near him. I'm not hearing you though. His audio is muted.
Yeah, hear me okay?
We can hear you. You're a little.
Check.
Hey.
There we go. These are new songs from my album. The cop said, put your hands in the air. The pastor praying, put your hands in the air. Bank robber walked in, hands in the air. I love the image of Happy Buddha with his hands in the air, hands up. I was there to pick it for him. We all died one day, the cops had to pick it for him. 12 on the talk, I told him pick a for him. I can't pick it for him. My girl saying pick reform. These false prophets living with false doctrines. I ain't have a pot to piss. We was piss poor but rich, yeah. See, how I talk and how I live it. I ain't bragging if I did it. These niggas can't see me. That's the hell that they live in. Like jail with every written verse, bar, and sentence. I don't try to be, I'm different. Everything you miss, I hope you find it soon. Your life feeling dense, you trying to find the room. Get it? Thought it was gonna be friendly, but money make the world spin. Niggas feeling dizzy. Look, the cop said, put your hands in the air. The pastor praying, put your hands in the air. Bank rob walked in, hands in the air. I love the image of Happy Buddha with his hands in the air, hands up. Who's talking crazy now? It's 45 degrees. I'm rapping like it's 80 out. I've been about peace. Before I brought the Mercedes out, I say my prayer before they lay me out. Table for 13 to get the king killed. Da Vinci's Last Supper make the Lord seem real, but I keep it real, even if it kills me. Y'all, this facade, I saw that all that I'm revealing when it all looks appealing. Peel back facades, foods look like Paul. I had some cost claws, never had to call a law. And once you make the call, then it's hard to call it off. Don't call me a friend if you're not calling me at all, or you walking in a situation with me. Say a prayer, hope the situation fit me, or that I make it home in one piece. I feel like Terrence Crutcher when I seen the police, cause the cop said, put your hands in the air. The pastor praying, put your hands in the air. Back grabber walked in, hands in the air. I love the image of Happy Buddha with his hands in the air, hands up. This is also on my new album. This song is called Hope. DJ Reaper. Look, no more parties. Ain't no more new friends trying to tie these loose ends. It's starting to be a nuisance. I mean, I knew since they taught me where the noose went. These niggas too rich, ain't trying to hear your 2 cents. Look, I was too sick. ODB built the blueprint. Live below the stars, rise above the moon. Everybody living, people dying too soon. My pen moves. I'm really trying to heal wounds. Look, an eye for an eye can make the whole world blind. What would I decide if I go back and press rewind? My baby mama stressing and I'm so pressed for time. I don't just make plans, I submit it. I don't just make ends, I invent it. Make amends, make them in and make them ends. Look, you tell the truth and they'll respect you more. Bet, put me in the booth and press record. My mom can work 2 jobs if I can learn to ride the bus. We can have a Christmas if they keep us on free lunch. I can get new shoes if my uncle do my fade. We can eat spaghetti cause spaghetti lasts for days. They don't cut my lights, we heat our home with the oven. I can get new clothes if I can share them with my brother. Everything was beautiful, nothing hurt, I saw it coming. It's all real easy, making something out of nothing, like heaven for the climate, hell for the company. Hell yeah, whenever heaven is in front of me, some things I say, you only half relating. Try being poor and having aspirations. You can watch me live my life, I won't let you watch me die. See, I ain't superstitious, I don't knock on wood. Don't believe in karma, things happen how they should. I should be rich, but I ain't. Should live forever, I can't. Love and hate is a revolving door.
Look, they throwing stones and then they hide their hand, or they throw them soft enough so when they need me, I'm their man. Look me in the eyes, the ghetto personified, I never been compromised. Trying to live a life I can't afford it, cause money makes the voice of God so distorted, so sick, they'll put you in the hole quick. Now that's my stairway to heaven, feeling homesick. And when I die, I hope my soul is sanctified. Empty out my pockets, toss my money to the sky. I finally made it rain, finally made them cry. My mom can work 2 jobs if I can learn to ride the bus. We can have a Christmas if they keep us on free lunch. I can get new shoes if my uncle do my fade. And we can eat spaghetti, cause spaghetti lasts for days. Look, let them cut our lights, we heat our home with the oven. I can get new clothes if I can share them with my brother. Everything looks beautiful, nothing hurt, I saw it coming. It's all real easy, making something out of nothing. Thank y'all so much. My name is JB. Thank you for having me on your show tonight.
That was awesome.
Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, JB. Thank you, man.
That was so great. Thank you so much, so much.
Those songs were whipped. Those songs were lit
Man,
and whipped.
that was so fantastic. Spaghetti for days.
Chanel.
I can eat spaghetti for days. That is true. Jasper made me some spaghetti. That was the first meal he made when he got better out of the ward, out the isolation ward. He made me spaghetti.
Yeah. But we know what you aren't going to be eating for days. We know what you aren't going to be eating for days, Chanel. Sourdough. Hell no. Hell no to the sourdough. No, no. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to make a rap about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? We want to tell everybody thank you, because that was such a nice time to be back. Christian, I've been feeling a bit down. We're living in pandemic center. It's been weeks, but this show always reinvigorates us. You make me laugh, Christian. You make me
laugh and cry.
And cry, me too. You make me cry. That's true. But hey, there's people over here. Julie's saying your hair looks good, Christian. I just want you to know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Julie said that your hair looks awesome. Just making sure you realize that. Justin, we want to thank you for everything, and our guest especially, Chelsea Peretti and JB Williams. You look for his music. It's coming out soon. Go on to Spotify. My name is JABEE. That's his socials. And our Get It Off Your Chest guests that we just reeled in here, Carrie Emberman and Susie Kangalosi. Thank you. And to end the night, we just got a song. It's here for posterity's sake. It's called Sourdough. It's by my dear friend, Jeff Goldstein, who sort of knows about the nuances of holding up during a pandemic with your husband, who ate some sourdough bread that I don't think was right. Also, Donnie Nickel. This is their demo, because they're going to add some to it. So this is the demo. We'll play it out, and we'll say goodnight as it ends out. We'll sit here while it goes and move our heads and then say bye. Okay. Justin, can you put that on for us? We'll see if he that Justin's screen is pretty hilarious.
Chanel and Jazzy don't go outside no more. They're stuck in the village up on the 3rd floor. They're trying to keep busy, the virus at their door. How long will they be there? No one knows for sure.
I see Christian on the screen.
Chanel's been writing, Jazzy's baking bread, Pigeon Joe exotic, lots of books read. Jazzy's been cooking, their belly's well fed. Jazzy's looking a little green before he goes to bed. Jazzy don't die, oh no. He's in the bathroom, gonna blow. Is it coronavirus? Don't think so. It's the sourdough. Jazzy's homemade sourdough is gonna kill us all. Sourdough. Jazzy's homemade.
Yeah, you guys.
Man, on that note,
Oh,
wow.
thank you again. Thank you, Jeff Goldstein, for that song. We love you. We'll see you next month. Nicole Atkins is one of our guests, and we'll see you May 26th.
Yeah.
Love you. I'm sure New York's going to be on lockdown, so we'll be here. We love
right.
you. Good night.
Peace.